Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taya and this is Taya's Turning Pages. So as you can tell by the title, today we're going to go over my 2023 reading / channel goals. And to be honest, I wasn't even going to film this video just because I didn't have wild, crazy, ambitious goals for my reading. I'm very low-key and go with the flow when it comes to my reading, which is honestly the very antithesis of who I am, because I'm one of those people who is a planner and I'm very about a lot of different things when it comes to my life. For some reason, when it comes to my reading, I'm just very chill and go with the flow, just because I feel like this is supposed to be for fun and this is supposed to be a way of escapism for me, and I don't want to put all of this unnecessary pressure on myself or on my reading just because, you know. But I decided to just say F it and just come up with some goals that I could share with you guys, and I was already thinking about a lot of this anyway, but I was just keeping it in the back of my mind. So as y'all can see here, I have my iPad as well as my little Apple Pencil. I finally got an Apple Pencil, you guys, and this has changed my life for the better. Oh my goodness, I don't know how I was over here just living life with my iPad but no Apple Pencil. This has really changed the game. I will leave both of these linked down below just in case you're interested in checking these out. I do not know which iPad this is. I really don't. All I know is that my old iPad that I had died on me. I just looked for the cheapest one that I could find, preferably in rose gold, and I got it. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, the new iPads that they came out with, especially the hot pink one, oh, I'm eyeing it. I'm eyeing it for sure, but I'm trying my hardest to be financially responsible and to not buy it just because it's pink. It's taking a lot of self-control, but that iPad is just so gorgeous. Honestly, the whole new Apple collection is just absolutely gorgeous. But anyways, if you couldn't tell, this is going to be a very casual video in comparison to my other sit-down videos, just because we're talking about goals, we're having a fun chat, and you know, living, laughing, loving. Let's get to the goals. The first goal that I have here is, so at the very minimum, read 50 books, and then at the maximum, read 100 books. Going into this goal a little bit more, I haven't really been one to care about how many books I read in a year, just because I started to get back into reading in 2021 when I started my channel and my Bookstagram account, but I really dove into it like head first, knee deep, whatever you want to call it, in 2022, because that was my first full year of having a Booktube channel and having a Bookstagram account and doing this for fun and all of that stuff. And so I did not expect to read the amount of books that I read in 2022, but I ended up reading 82 books, which is insane because I was genuinely struggling to get to 50 books in the beginning of 2022. So the fact that I finished off the year with 82 books is a huge deal for me, especially because I work a 9-to-5 and I have other hobbies and other interests that I like to do. I don't only like to read, and so the fact that I was able to get through that many books, I'm just so proud of myself and I stand. But with all of that said, I would like to aim to read 100 books this year, but I really don't want to put that type of pressure on myself, like I said, and reading is supposed to be fun for me, so I don't want to have to stress out about that number throughout the whole year. So that's why I said read a minimum of 50 books, because I was able to do it in 2022 and I'm pretty confident I'll be able to do it this year too. The second goal that I have here actually ties in with the first one, and it is get better at tracking my reading. And so I watch a lot of different booktubers, and a lot of them will give their stats at the beginning of their TBR videos or their wrap-ups, or just in general they'll drop them in their vlogs and videos, and I never really cared about stats because at the end of the day, like, who's really checking for that? I don't know. But I do want to get better at least tracking it, more specifically in Storygraph. I have fell behind on writing my reviews and like really keeping my Storygraph as up to date as possible, because I do feel like Storygraph is such a great tool and there are so many different features and benefits that I feel like a lot of us, myself included, don't take advantage of, and we should. And for those of you who are wondering, no, I don't really use Goodreads like that. I will only use Goodreads if I'm reviewing an arc through NetGalley. That is the only time you guys will ever see me post on Goodreads. I like to post my reviews on Goodreads so that way the publisher can see that I am like maximizing all avenues for the book that they sent me in exchange for my honest review. I just prefer Storygraph because it's less drama and less nonsense over there. Now sometimes I will go to Goodreads to look at the mess. For the most part, I really do just like to stay low-key on Storygraph. I really do want to get better at just like staying up to date with it and making sure that I added my reviews, my star ratings, etc, etc. The third goal that I have here is annotating more and nailing down my annotation process. So I have a very complicated and interesting relationship with annotating. On one hand, I really want to be that girl that annotates every single book that I read, but then on the other hand, I am too lazy and I just don't want to do that. Moving forward, I'm going to try to be more strategic about which books I know for a fact I'm going to love and which ones I should really consider annotating. And I also want to film an annotation video for you guys so that way you guys can see how I go about my process for my books. The fourth goal that I have here is reread one of my favorite books once a month. So this is something that I have been thinking about, and slightly incorporating into my TBRs last year, because one thing about me, I'm a creature of habit. I love comfort and familiarity, and that is exactly what you get with your favorite books. And so there are so many different books on my shelves that I have come to love and obsess over the years, and I just really want to go back and reread those books and fall in love with them all over again, because that's just the type of person that I am. Like I said, I love familiarity. I love comfort reads, comfort shows. I am that type of person that will rewatch TV shows 1,000,000 times. I'm literally rewatching Gossip Girl and The Office as we speak. I don't know why I do this instead of actually just like tuning into new shows, but for some reason I just love rewatching my favorite shows, and so I feel like that makes sense for books too. And there are so many different books that I have read that I genuinely want to go back and annotate because I remember just how they made me feel. I already have a few books in mind that I know for a fact I'm rereading this year, like no matter what, but I really do want to be more strategic about my rereads and read this year. I am going to try my hardest to map that out and see what makes sense, because they're my favorites for a reason, you know. And I also just feel like going back and rereading my favorite books and annotating them will help me with my annotation process even more, will give me more practice and more guidance as to how I want my process to look and how I want it to be. The fifth goal that I have here is film more reading vlogs. So themed reading vlogs, anticipated reads reading vlogs, maybe new releases, etc, etc. I've said this in different videos back in 2022 that I really wanted to film more reading vlogs because I just find them very fun, very entertaining, especially if they're themed. I have a lot of themed reading vlog ideas that I want to execute so badly this year, and I know for a fact 2 of them are coming, y'all. 2 of them are coming, and I'm really excited about them, more so for myself just because I just like filming videos like this, and I just love being able to see what niche things people like and how they're able to incorporate that into reading. And I just feel like you can do that a lot with themed reading vlogs. So that is definitely at the top of my priority list this year when it comes to my content for BookTube, is filming more themed reading vlogs. But like I said, I also would like to film more anticipated reads reading vlogs. I did that last year for Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan, and I really enjoyed filming that, so I definitely want to incorporate more of those. I also potentially want to incorporate new release reading vlogs, whether that's romance, thrillers, nonfiction. I really want to just start maybe doing more of those, just because I need to do a better job, I feel like, at staying on top of new releases, and I usually don't do that unless I am researching new releases for a video idea or for a Bookstagram idea, or if I'm on NetGalley requesting arcs. I just feel like it makes sense for what I'm trying to do here with my channel and my Bookstagram, you know? It's just sometimes hard for me to film reading vlogs or to film a lot of them, just because they do take a little bit more work when it comes to the setup and trying to read during the week when I have my job. So I'm trying to figure out all of that stuff, but just know that that is a priority for 2023. The 6th goal that I have here is film more recommendations videos. So this is another priority for me, and it is up there with filming more reading vlogs. I have said this in my last recommendations video. I will leave that linked up above in the card somewhere, but I mentioned in that video that I really do want to give you guys more recs, but I was kind of nervous to do so because I haven't read as many books as maybe some other booktubers or bookstagrammers. I started my channel and my account at a very awkward point in 2021, in the middle of the summer, and so my reading year was already split in half, and it took me a minute to really dive full force back into reading. And so I just feel like I didn't really have that many recs to give you guys for different tropes and genres and things along those lines. But I feel like I can give you guys some more recs on some of my favorite tropes, some of my favorite authors. And so I am going to do that this year. And I'm also going to keep in mind that just because I might not have 10 recs to give you guys, I still have some, whether it's 5, 3, whether it's 4, whatever the case is, at least it's something, you know? Obviously, I'm not going to give you guys a video where I only have like 1 rec, obviously, but I am going to at least try to just be mindful and like not get too in my head about it and thinking that I have to have 10 or 20 recommendations for a video, because not all the time is that realistic. There are sometimes just only 5 books that I maybe want to talk to you guys about that fit so perfectly in a genre or in a subgenre, a trope, whatever the case may be. That's really the theme of this year for me, is stop getting in my head and stop overthinking everything when it comes to content. Sometimes I need to just let go and let it be. The 7th goal that I have here is join more readathons if possible. So this is another one that I am going to have to really try to map out, because it's just not feasible for me to read as many books as I would like. If it was up to me, I would probably try to read like close to 20 books a month if I could, just because there are so many good books that I have on my TBR cart and on my shelves and just in general that I would love to read and just sink my teeth into. But like I said, that's just not realistic for me. But I am going to try my hardest to be a little bit more proactive and join readathons where I see fit. So last year was my first year of joining the Blackathon readathon, which is a readathon that is hosted by Jesse from Bow Ties and Books. I will leave their channel link down below. Then this year, for the very first time, I also joined the Haley readathon, which is hosted by my friend Haley at Haley Hughes. I will leave Haley's channel link down below, but Haley started her own readathon in 2022. When it comes to the other readathons, I usually don't join them, and I really want to try to change that this year. And really what I think it boils down to is just me being more mindful of like time management. That's another goal that's going to pop up on this list. You guys will see it soon, but I think that's the key when it comes to readathons, is just time management and just trying to map out when you can actually squeeze in reading in those books. And I was able to successfully do it for Halloween and Blackathon. So whatever I do for those, I'm just gonna have to apply it to the other readathons. But I think that I'm more well suited for a month-long readathon versus a week-long readathon. I just cannot do the week-long readathon unless I'm off from work for that week. I just don't see myself being able to partake in those ones. So I'm going to try my hardest to really look for month-long readathons and join in on those, because I do think they're a lot of fun, and I like filming reading vlogs for those type of readathons anyway. So it's a win-win. I just need to really figure out my time management. The 8th goal that I have here is be strategic and shop my shelves / read more books that I already own. I feel like this is a goal that every avid reader has. Of course, we all would love to get our TBR down to 0 and to be able to say that we read all of the books that we own, and I'm no exception to the rule. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this goal. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory, but I really am trying to do better with just reading the books that I already own and getting around to some of these backlist books, because I have too many of them and it's honestly embarrassing. And the second to last goal, which is the 9th goal that I have here, is create more of a balance between time spent on Bookstagram / Booktube. So this ties back into my time management thing that I called out. And so I have a tendency to put my all and my energy into one thing and not do it for the other stuff, and that's not good. So when I started my channel and when I started my Bookstagram account, I was all in with my Bookstagram. Like, I was uploading pretty much like every day or every other day, and I was taking pictures constantly. I was writing and churning out reviews like it was water. Like, it was just a lot going on with my Bookstagram, but I was really able to dive into it and really like build my account up and get what I needed to get going. And then once I did that, I ended up transitioning over to Booktube and really making sure that I spent the time to invest in my Booktube channel and really making sure that I form a community with you guys. And I love that, obviously, and I also love the community that I have on my Bookstagram, but I really need to figure out a way to balance the two, because I just feel like right now my Bookstagram is not getting as much love as it once did. I feel like I am not really putting as much time into it the way that I did in the beginning, because I'm spending so much of my time on Booktube. I love Booktube, of course, but I really do want to get back into Bookstagram and making sure that I spend time on that, because I love taking pictures. I love coming up with different creative concepts for my book review pictures and just different things like that. So I really want to get back into it. It is one of the greatest creative outlets that I have. And the last goal, which is the 10th goal that I have here, is upgrade. And that means upgrading my editing and software, as well as my camera, audio, ring light, the whole 9. Now this one is an ambitious goal. That is why it is at number 10, because I don't know how realistic any of that is going to be, because I'm sure you guys can understand that filming equipment is very expensive, okay? No secret. I mean, obviously you don't need to have a camera in the full getup to have a YouTube channel. You can literally grab your phone and record that way. But as my channel grows, I obviously want to make sure that I'm putting my best foot forward and that I really am investing in my channel and in myself and making sure that I'm putting out the best quality that I can put out. So I really would love to be able to upgrade all of this stuff. It's not gonna happen overnight. If I could at least take baby steps to some of these things and, you know, gradually work my way up to upgrading all of this, that would be nice. I really am going to try to take stock of what I have going on with my equipment and see what I can upgrade now and what can be put on the back burner for a little bit. I would love to get a microphone, because the sound and the acoustics in my apartment are just, we're not even gonna get into it. Just know that they're a mess. I'm sure you guys hear from the videos sometimes. There's a lot going on with the acoustics in my apartment complex, but I would love to get a mic, but I'm not going to be able to do that because the camera that I film on, which is the Canon G7X Mark II, does not have a mic jack. At least I don't think so. I didn't see anywhere where I could actually like plug in a mic without having to come up with some hack, but I think that I'm just going to have to get a new camera entirely if I want to get a microphone. So like I said, that won't be for a while because I really do love this camera. It does its job, it does it well. There are just other things that I want to prioritize purchasing before I purchase a new camera, like a new laptop. So that's a whole other thing, but that is my overall 10th goal. All right, y'all, and those are all of the goals that I have listed out for 2023 when it comes to my reading as well as my channel. Keep in mind there are going to be other goals and resolutions that I have as the year progresses that I didn't talk about in this video, but as of right now in January of 2023, these are the 10 goals that I have top of mind that I would love to hopefully reach throughout the new year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me and my channel out. And also let me know down below what 2023 goals you have in mind for your reading, or if you have any goals in mind for your channel, or are you looking to start your own booktube channel? I would love to know. I love that there are so many different channels popping up all over booktube, but definitely let me know down below what your goals are for this year. And lastly, please make sure you follow me on Bookstagram as well as Storygraph. I will leave all of that information linked down below, as well as at the end of the video and now at the beginning of the video. Like I always do, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.